Hello. We've talked a lot about inputs, doing the things that matter, the priority items that will get you the outcomes or the results that you want. But a critical factor in this is actually having the time to do these things. And I've found over the years, talking to clients, that the excuse I always get when things that matter aren't done is that I didn't have time. There were too many urgent, important or unimportant, but urgent items that gobbled up my time. And I want to propose to you that there is an approach to this that you can take that will significantly improve your performance in this area, that will really leverage your ability to focus on the priority item. And the concept seems very simple, and I suppose it is simple in theory, but it can be quite challenging in practice. And I want to give you an example. I work out every day. So I do my meditation and I write up my journal. I have my stretching routine. I go for my run. I do my weights or whatever. And the reason I do it every day is because I've blocked out time to do it. I consider this to be a very important item on my to-do list. It's a priority item. It's a high leverage item. It's an input that will get me the output I want, which is I want to be strong and healthy when I'm 70, 80, 90, live to 100. Touch wood, don't tempt the fates. But I have to chunk out the time. I have to block the time to do it. So I get up in the morning and the first few hours of the morning are blocked out to do these things. Because my experience has been that if I don't do that, the day takes over. And by the time I get to evening, I'm exhausted and the last thing I want to do is work out or whatever. So this concept of blocking time is really important. Have you ever noticed that when you're about to go on holidays and you've got a flight booked at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it's 12 o'clock and you're trying to get out of the office, your ability to make decisions, to cut to the chase, do things, delegate things, delete things, your ability to do this is really quite phenomenal. And the reason being, of course, that you have a plane to catch 2 or 3 hours later. But it shows that work expands to fill the time available. When we're not under pressure, we can take these things, and typically they're not the frog that we should swallow every morning. They're not that thing that we should do that will really get us the result that we want. They're things that just fill up time and that aren't as challenging as perhaps the other frog that we have to swallow every morning. That priority item, not as challenging as it is. So I want you to think about this concept of blocking out time. And I start my year by blocking out my diary. I block out my holidays, my long weekends, all of that, block it all out on the basis that if I don't rest, if I don't recuperate, I won't be able to perform, i.e. I won't be able to work hard and focus on the things that matter. So I block out those, and then every week I sit down at the end of the week and I plan out the following week and I block out the time, I identify the priority item or items that I need to do over the week. I chunk out the time and I block it into my diary and I put it as a meeting. I actually schedule it in my diary as a meeting with a name on it, such as do whatever, and I put it in as a meeting so that nobody else can block up my diary and book that time. So think about this. There's no point talking about the inputs and identifying what these inputs are, these things you need to do that will get you the outcomes and the results that you want, and say, I've got them, I know what I want to do, I've gone through my purpose, my priority down to productivity, I have all this organised, I know what the important things are, if you don't have the time to do it. And you won't have the time to do it unless you chunk out time, because other people and other demands will gobble up your time. So think about the concept of blocking out your time, chunking out time in your diary so that you're not available for all the other things and you focus on the things that really, really matter. This way you will really leverage yourself and really leverage yourself for success. So I wish you luck with blocking out your time.